Alright, so this is a little demonstration of this RGB LED strip, which comes in very long segments and you can cut individual bits of it. It's very cool stuff. Each little LED here has three little colors in it, red, green, and blue, and I've made up this little rig to demonstrate the different colors that are available. So this allows me to turn on the blue light and how much of it I want, and the green light and how much of that I want, and the red light and how much of that I want. So if I just shift stuff here a little bit, you can see the red light and the green light and the blue light. And if I do them in different combinations, I can make yellow light or green and blue light together make sort of a teal light they call cyan, or red and blue together make a magenta light. And so you can mix these three different colors, and it's a neat demonstration to use because when we mix colors we have red, green, and blue. And when we mix paint, like you do in your printer, you have cyan, magenta, and yellow, and those come from opposites. If you have red and blue, you get magenta. If you have red and green, you get yellow, and if you have green and blue, you get cyan. And because these are on sliders, you can have any combination of the three lights. All three lights together at full brightness give you white light. This thing is actually set up in a special way, though, that you can change it. That instead of just altering the amount of red, green, and blue, you can change it in a different way. On this side, you see H, S, and V, which is a different three numbers that you can use to modify colors. So if I switch this little switch here, now I'm doing everything in HSV, which means hue, saturation, and value. So if I turn up the value, I'll get white light. If I turn up the saturation, I'll get a particular color of light. So value with no saturation is white light, and value with lots of saturation is a particular light. In this case it's red, and if I move the hue slider back and forth, you can see the hue changes from red to yellow to green to blue to violet and back to red. And so that's the full wheel of colors, and so that's changing the hue. And at each hue, if I go to red, say, if I bring down the saturation, I get sort of a pinkish color until eventually I get white. And if I go to like a blue, I'll bring down the saturation there and I get sort of a palish blue, and green, again a palish green, until I get all the way down to white at a low saturation. And the value is just sort of the brightness, so that'll bring it down in intensity. Very, very low intensity, high intensity. I've also rigged up a little demonstration to allow us to cycle through the colors. That makes things really wild and exciting. So I can change how fast I cycle through the colors. I can change whether there's a pause between each flash, and so I can make like a Christmas light kind of thing with a flash in different colors, and that's kind of pretty. Or you can make them flash very quickly and make it very difficult to sort of pay attention, which is also kind of fun. And then you can also change the intensity of the lights themselves. You can make them brighter or dimmer. So that's kind of a fun little demonstration there.